Oh dear. California has approved an equal pay lawsuit against Disney, and there's 9,000 women that are going to be suing for alleged compensation violations. Holy cow. This is heavily comical. Because, of course, these kind of companies that love to promote this, equal this, equal that, equality, diversity, all this kind of agenda element of life, now the sort of ideological thing that's been pushed more and more, is now getting screwed by their own ideology. Which, FYI, 9 times out of 10, they don't actually stand by this. They don't mean this, clearly, because apparently 9,000 women are going to be suing. So, it's comical. It's comical. It's that whole, the chickens are coming home to roost situation. Or, you made your bed, now lie in it, right? This is Disney's bed. They made it. So now they've got to lie in it. So let's take a look at this. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Disney has got to put their money where their mouth is because of their progressive virtue signaling. So there's been approval from the state of California that 9,000 women will be allowed to proceed with a class action lawsuit against Disney on the grounds that the company knowingly paid them less than their male counterparts. Heavily comical. Heavily comical. So the largest such legal action to ever go forward under the United States Equal Pay Act and covering employees from the company's Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, film, TV, ABC, Marvel and Lucasfilm divisions. It's everything. The lawsuit was allowed to move forward on December 8th after Los Angeles judge Elihu M. Burl, I think. I probably butchered that. Rejected Disney's attempt to dismiss the case on the grounds that its claims were too broad. I can kind of see how it's sort of broad, I guess. But it's a class action lawsuit of you didn't pay us the same. So her failed argument to the court, Disney's attorney Felicia Davies, declared that such pay discrepancies existed due to the fact that two employees sharing a similar position did not necessarily mean that their actual workloads were substantially similar. And FYI, this is actually quite true, right? This is a true statement that yes, although two employees can share a similar position, it doesn't actually mean their workloads are true. I believe that. I think that's a very true statement to make. But I'm not the one crying about equal pay and left-wing ideology. Disney are, so you deserve to get skewered by the stuff you try to promote. So per the courthouse news, following Judge Burl's decision, plaintiff's attorney Loris Andrus told the media, and I quote, "Disney has been gaslighting us for 4 years, and today they were proved wrong. This case is not about 9 individual plaintiffs, it's about all the women in California who work for Disney and who are fed up of being paid less than their male counterparts and who are seeking fair treatment. That's all." Sure, let's see how it goes, I guess. So as detailed by the aforementioned courthouse news, Andrus claims that female Disney employees not only received an average of 2% less in compensation than men in equivalent roles, but that their bonuses and other such incentives were distributed in a confusing and unfair fashion. Shall we make a woman joke about not understanding stuff? Maybe that's why it's confusing. Ha 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 ha. It's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard. The suit's lead plaintiff, LaRonda Ramussen, claimed to have earned varying amounts less, but at least 16 grand than the 6 other men who held her same managerial position. FYI, that is really bad if true, right? So I think Disney's defense is going to break down, she continued, because here's what they're going to say. Oh, well, she should be paid less because blah, blah, blah. She should be paid less because of blah, blah, blah. Because if you do that in front of a jury, you're dead. There's no way that's going to be acceptable to a California jury in 2024. This is the ideology you love, Disney. You're promoting it. You want to get into bed with California. Comifornia, sorry, should I say. Misspoke there. Comifornia. This is what happens, isn't it? So adding to her thoughts during a later interview with IndieWire, Andrus further asserted, "These are important cases for reducing the wage gap and exposing discriminatory pay practices. We are honoured to represent the brave women who have come forward to tell the stories of so many women who are treated like cheap labour. We are pleased that the judge saw through Disney's tactics. Fairness is the goal, that is all." FYI, if you're actually doing the same workload exactly the same workload and exactly the same position as a man and you're being paid less, that is obviously wrong. Obviously. It is important to state for statistical purposes that actually, generally speaking, women don't work the same hours as men, and men, generally speaking, broadly, but it stands true if you were to do studies on this, and I'm sure there are studies which would indicate this, men stay later with their work, they work outside of their hours, and they're prepared to do a substantial amount more because they just are. That's hardwired into men. Obviously not, pussy men that live in California probably, but hey, look, it is what it is. So pressed for comment on Judge Burr's ruling by various outlets, Disney simply provided a written statement stating, "We're disappointed with the court's ruling as to the Equal Pay Act claims and are considering our options." Brilliant. So as of writing, Davies is referring all inquiries regarding the case to Disney proper. Meanwhile, Andrews, I think it was, is reportedly working to file another but similar lawsuit against Disney for supposedly violating the California Fair Employment and Housing Act protections of a further 12,000 female employees. This is insane. I mean, it's comedy gold. It is absolute comedy gold. Now, again, it is important to note that when you're looking at a cross-section of the populace, men, generally speaking, do work longer hours and are more prepared to sacrifice their social life and family life to work. They just do. They understand that value. But also, conversely to that, women understand the value of a good family life and good social structures as well. It's just different. There are just differences between the sexes. That just is what it is. But again, if you are doing exactly the same hours, blah, 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 you should get paid the same. Do I think this is the case? Probably not. I don't think that. I don't know. Who knows? But it's funny that Disney's getting skewered by their own left-wing policies and the stuff that they want to promote and push. I love it. I absolutely love it when these sort of individuals start to eat themselves alive. It's it's comical. And if you ever find yourself at this sort of, in this sort of situation, it's always important to note, use their tactics against them. Always use their tactics against them. If there's a policy in place, if there's certain statutes in place, company policies, etc., use their policies against them. Do it. But anyway, it's funny. I thought you'd enjoy this. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. This is more just like ha 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 funny Disney ha 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 video. But I'd still love to hear your thoughts, so drop it down below. Cheers guys, take care. Bye bye now.